It's Friday, February 6th, 2026, and we have another Arctic blast to talk about heading towards the East Coast. And yes, I use the word Arctic because we could be seeing temperatures 20, 30, maybe even 40 degrees below average in some areas. And we also have some snow moving in with this frigid air as well over the weekend. And although Valentine's Day is just over a week away, there are signs that we could have some cold air out east, maybe a little snow, and the potential for some severe weather in the southern plains. We're gonna dive into it. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And of course, if you like the video, like the video. Let's get into the weather updates. Taking a quick look at what's going on around the country, we do have a clipper system making its way through the Great Lakes region, and this is going to move out towards the East Coast, so it's going to put some snow into portions of the Midwest, northern Indiana, Ohio, out towards West Virginia, and then of course as we get out towards the Mid-Atlantic and New England. Not expecting a ton of snow, but we're going to go over snow totals here in just a second. A little bit of moisture moving through Southern California and Western Arizona as well. All right, so let's quickly go through the next 7 to 10 days. This is the latest Euro model. Here we go. We have some more cold air and snow moving out east, as I said, as we get into tomorrow and into Saturday morning. We're going to go over snow totals here in just a second, but just know during this time frame, this weekend, it's going to be very cold for everyone out east, but especially through portions of the Mid-Atlantic, southern New England, and the eastern Ohio Valley. As we get into Saturday and Sunday, we also have some more moisture moving into the Pacific Northwest, but we're pretty dry across most of the country. Pushing through Sunday and into Monday, we start to get our jet collapsing up here in the Pacific Northwest, and this is the time frame as we get into early next week where we're going to be watching for some snow finally back into the Rockies, and we could get a little bit of warmth, maybe a thaw, finally moving back into the east. At least for some of you, I think the Mid-Atlantic and New England could still remain pretty cold. Getting into Tuesday and Wednesday, here comes that stream of moisture into the Rockies. They've been really low on snow. I'm sure some people would be happy to get some snow up here in the mountains. We're also seeing the potential for some storms out here through the Ohio Valley, and maybe even a sneaky winter storm with a little bit of snow and ice up here through portions of New England. All right, now we get into next Thursday and into next Friday. And I'm watching this time frame here because we start to see a pretty impressive high pressure beginning to push down here over the east. This is going to bring with it a lot of cold Arctic air again, and you can see what the latest Euro is doing, and the GFS has been seeing this as well, trying to put some sneaky snow down here through the Carolinas or Virginia. We don't know where this precipitation is going to be yet. There's a possibility here. I will say the GFS and Euro like this outcome. The Canadian sees a ridge and potentially severe weather out here during this time frame for Valentine's Day or the day before Valentine's Day, so not full model consensus. Let's give it a few days and see how this develops, but I could definitely see an interesting storm with this collapse of a jet, and with all the energy we have down here in the southeast. Speaking of Valentine's Day, the southern plains, we could get something going here. Not impossible to get some high instability in this region. So once again, 13th through the 15th, let's watch the southern plains as well. Now getting towards the end of the run, I usually don't like to push out this far, but we get a ton of moisture plowing into the west. This is almost 300 hours out. So obviously we can't be that confident about this, but if this happened, this would just be an incredible amount of snow for the Rockies. They would love this. This would also be a huge warm up for the east and potentially a big severe weather outbreak up here. But once again, very far out. We need to wait for some model consensus. We need to wait to get a little bit closer. Let's focus on the 7 to 10 days for now. So how cold is it going to be over the next 4 to 5 days out east? Well, today we're seeing temperatures potentially 20 to 30 degrees below average out here, especially in the Mid-Atlantic and New England. We push into Saturday and here we go. We could get even colder. We're talking temperatures 30 plus degrees below average, maybe even approaching 35 degrees below average. Now, of course, the target for this cold air is right in here, the Mid-Atlantic and then portions of Virginia, West Virginia, but everyone from the Mississippi east is gonna feel this cold air. Then we get into Sunday. This cold air sticking around in the Mid-Atlantic and New England. Let's push a little bit farther. Monday, still well below average. Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday for the Mid-Atlantic and New England. So cold air is not going anywhere, but as I said, here we go. We get into Wednesday, the middle of next week. Finally, maybe a break, but you can still see the Euro trying to hold on to that below average air out east. It's really impressive. This month, again, like I said in my February outlook, I think this is going to be the 3rd straight month where the east is below average. 3 straight months in winter. And again, how the analogs look for March, it would not shock me if we went into March thinking that the east could be below average once again. And just to show you how cold these temperatures could get this weekend, because there's also going to be some wind associated with this. That's going to be coming along with our system dropping a little bit of snow, which we're going to go over in a second. But look at our wind chills. Moving into Saturday, we're seeing temperatures in upstate New York get down to negative 30 degrees, feels like. You're seeing Ohio, these negative feels like temperatures, moving down into Virginia, PA. Now, the earlier models, we're seeing wind chills getting down to negative 20 plus degrees in Pittsburgh. They've pulled off a little bit, but they're still saying, hey, it's going to feel like negative 5 to negative 15 in Pittsburgh as we push through Saturday. You see this getting out to New York City. -10 degrees feels like maybe, -11 in Philadelphia. And same with DC, Baltimore, -10, -11 degrees. And then this is pushing out towards Boston. Take a look at upper New England as we get into Sunday. We're talking about temperatures -20, -30 degrees feels like. This is crazy, crazy, crazy cold. Get ready to bundle up. And by the way, a lot of you won't just be experiencing negative temperatures with the feels like and wind chill. You'll be experiencing actual temperatures in the negatives here this weekend. Let's take a quick look at our weekend snowstorm. Here we go as we push through today. You see this system moving through northern Indiana. Southern Michigan really is the focus here. Central Ohio into West Virginia. We start to get some snow moving into upstate New York, PA, Virginia. Now we're getting into the evening hours and into Friday night, and we have some snow potentially falling really up and down in New England and the mid-Atlantic. And then we push into Sunday morning, and some of that snow is still lingering. What could the totals look like? This is the latest from the National Weather Service. Now, this is the expected. We could see totals bigger than this. So you can see Ohio does pretty good, 1.5 to 3 inches. On the high end, you could see, I think, 3 to 5 inches across Ohio if you get lucky with some of the snow banding. The thing is, this is a pretty quick moving storm. It's going to be a little bit windy, so it's going to blow the snow around. I wouldn't expect huge totals, but again, a good coating for Ohio, northern Indiana, Michigan as well. The higher elevations in upstate New York, West Virginia could see some decent accumulation. You can see Pittsburgh. It's expected to get maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow. I think if you get 3 inches, you're pretty lucky there. A dusting to a ½ inch potentially for DC to Baltimore. We could see 1 inch or 2 inches in New York City and across Long Island. Boston, maybe you pick up a couple inches. You can see Jersey up to Philly here. Not a big snowstorm, but again, a dusting to 2 inches really for a lot of people out here. And here's the latest wind gust potential from the HRRR. We're seeing wind gusts of 40 to 50 plus miles per hour moving through the Ohio Valley. We get into Friday evening, and now we're seeing very, very strong winds, especially up in the mountains, up in Appalachia. Ohio, we're seeing winds gusting over 50 miles per hour, pushing into Saturday morning. Now suddenly we have 40 to 50, maybe even 60 mile per hour gusts, really stretching from Connecticut all the way down to about South Carolina. Taking a quick look at our stratosphere, the Euro still suspects we're going to have a major stratospheric polar vortex break ahead. And again, we already expect the east to be very, very cold still moving through February. This is just going to increase the chances for a lot of cold air in the mid latitudes, really from coast to coast as we get towards the end of February and into March. So I think this could be welcomed out west where we've had a lot of above average temperatures, but definitely people out east aren't going to be happy to hear this. Winter is here to stay. The one area I think that's not going to feel like winter over the next maybe 2 to 3 weeks is the central to southern plains. Definitely some warm air settling in there, but I still think there's a good chance we get some more snow back into the plains before the end of February. As I said, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I try and post videos like this every single day and live stream every single day as well to answer all of your weather related questions. And if you want access to all the maps and everything I show in these videos, what's ahead with the temperature, severe weather, how much snow could you get, daily weather updates, just join my Discord. The link is right down in the description and it is completely free. That's also where I tell you when I'm posting videos and when I'm going live. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next video or in the next live stream.